Beloveds, I share with you this afternoon a eulogy for democracy with gratitude to the Right Reverend AI and other internet sources, as well as suggestions from others for input. We are gathered here today not to mourn in silence, but to speak, because democracy deserves more than quiet grieving. It deserves defiance. It deserves our voices raised in protest against the betrayal of its most sacred promises. Today, we lay to rest not a person, but a principle, our beloved democracy, a system built, however imperfectly, on the ideals of representation, accountability, and the notion that power must serve the people, not subjugate them. She was never perfect. From her birth, democracy in America bore the scars of contradiction. Freedom proclaimed while we remained in chains, but still she grew. She learned to walk when women marched for the vote, to speak when civil rights leaders refused to be silenced, to breathe more fully when people demanded more from those in power. But in recent years, we have seen her bruised, battered, and beaten, not by foreign foes, but by the very hands sworn to uphold her. Especially under the policies and decisions of the current president and his minions, democracy and its attributes suffered many blows to her integrity. Among the losses we mourn are jobs, many in our own community, slashed down with machetes from Doge, or lost at our port with uncertainty of world trade with seesawing policies on traffic. Also, services and funds for the most vulnerable among us due to the closing and defunding of important programs. Due process, especially for our immigrants who are now removed with no due process and placed in concentration camps, sometimes in foreign lands. Freedom of speech at our universities and beyond. The teaching of truth with the banning of books and materials that lift up the true history that those who want to return to an America dominated by patriarchy and white supremacy are trying to erase. LGBTQ plus rights that we were finally seeing come to life. Easy access to vote for all citizens and a loss of power through increased gerrymandering. A good education for all, never really achieved but now hindered more through the dismantling of the Department of Education and its related federal mandates and funding. We mourn the loss of health care, since someone is now in charge who doesn't believe in science, and especially the loss of reproductive health care and bodily autonomy, with horrible stories of the consequences of these actions that make us shudder. A sustainable environment with the climate's return to misguided policies that hasten climate change. And there are many, many more, as shown by these people at this die-in with their signs. Now, beloveds, democracy didn't die in a single moment. She was weakened slowly by corruption, masquerading as populism, by greed cloaked in patriotism, by a hunger for power that called itself law and order. She died when the highest office in the land became a reality show for cruelty, division, and self-interest. But let's be clear, though we gather in mourning, die-in at this die-in, we do not come to surrender. For every protester in the street, democracy breathes again. For every vote cast against injustice, she stirs in her grave. And for every truth spoken in the face of lies, she rises. We do not bury democracy together. We bury to remind ourselves what must be reborn. We carry her torch not as a relic, but as a call to action. So today we weep, but tomorrow we organize, we resist, we rebuild. Rest democracy, but not in peace. Rise, rise, rise.